Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Frostfront Trials. We are in on the qualifiers for Grindhouse, and this is going to be the first game of the tournament. We have Archon versus Eclipse. We have Eclipse on the Killer, Demogorgon on Temple of Purgation versus Archon's Survivors. And we are very excited to have everyone here to come and watch this event. We've been planning this one for a while. We've had some really great ideas for rules and balancing and unique map decisions, and we're all just very, very excited to see how it all plays out between all of these very experienced teams. We see Eclipse Killer walking around Shack right now, just setting up some portals. This is a larger map, so these portals are going to make a bigger difference. Finding the first survivor, taking the window vault, trying to do the mind game inside, does not fall for it, but does drop the Shack pallet pretty early. That's going to be Shack pallet dropped very, very early now. And now might be just dropping chase and checking these gens. We see that they do have the Ruin Undying in play, so they're definitely going to want to be pressuring these gens. And on a bigger map like this, getting ahead of it with portals and leaving chases at the right time is how you get that pressure, especially when you don't have a hook or anything to protect. So finding Nova here over at this TL wall, goes for the window vault, very sneaky, and does actually manage to get away with it. Still looking to get the first hit of the game now. I'm sure survivors are working on their generators. They might even be doubling first gen, but we'll have to see how fast these gens go. They're either splitting three or doubling one and soloing another. First hit of the game coming out now. Getting the tag over here on this tile on the bottom side of the map. No pallet spawned in this tile. Nova making their way over to this filler pallet, though. It's very, very zonable because there is just nothing over here. RNG was not in their favor here, and that's going to be the down pretty fast chase here for the Demogorgon. But it did take them a little while to find that down, so I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a generator if they were doubling. If not, we're going to get the pain res maybe and stop the gen from popping. So we'll see in just a moment how this is going to work out. I'm sure the survivors are spread out across the map too. We do see the pain res comes in. No gen has popped yet, so maybe they were splitting 3 gens to just try to get the most that they could out of the first chase, which makes sense on a map that's this big. You can really afford to do that. There's not a whole lot of pressure the killer can apply early on, so you're not going to get super interrupted. And if they do want to interrupt you, like right here, they have to go so far away from the hook. But luckily for this Demogorgon, they have set up portals all across the map, so they can easily travel between gens and the hook. We do see 2 gens popping. Very efficient from the survivors now for 1 hook for 2 gens, and we know there's progress on another gen as well. Finding the scratch marks here at main, trying to cut off anyone who might be potentially rotating for save, but if they don't go back soon, someone might have been coming from the other side of main and could potentially land them the unhook right now. Seems like they're wanting to maybe try and secure second, or at least force a 1-for-1 for the pain res. Looking around this side now, trying to stop any rotations. Doesn't see anyone coming in, so it looks like they're just going to be camping this hook now. Another generator pop. That's going to be 3 gens for almost a second stage here. Pretty good trade from the survivors, and we know that they're probably going to have pressure on these gens, and these gens are looking pretty split. We do have 3 gens over on the side of the map a little bit, but one of them is slightly more towards the top side, so it's going to be hard to defend these. We do see Nova hitting second stage, which means these survivors are probably just splitting generators, letting the camp happen. Again, on a map this big, you can afford to do things like this because the killer can't really punish anything super hard. So now all the killer can hope for is a fast tunnel out on Nova if they can force the unhook quickly. Filler pallet dropped and stunned. Going back to hook now, trying to get this tunnel out early on, although I feel like by the time this tunnel out happens, they might be down to 1 or 2 generators. Luckily for this demo, they don't have to deal with 4 people right now, as it is banned versus demo, so this survivor does not have an extra health state to work with, and it looks like they don't have a lot of resources to work with either. Running towards this side of the map, they really did not get a whole lot of pallets on this side, and trying to get the hit taken, but didn't make it in time. They did not set up early enough for it. And now going to be a down on the tunnel out, plus a free tag, and potentially a free down if they don't make any resources. There might be a filler pallet right here, but it looks like they're running past this rock, straight to the TL wall, and I don't think they're going to make anything, but they do dodge this shred as they make their way over to this filler pallet, and it looks like they actually are going to make the resource and be fine. So dropping chase now, trying to get this hook onto Nova if anyone's here, but they got the pickup already. So now they're going to have to deal with the hit take and the down, and by this time the survivor should be able to make it to a resource. If they left early enough, although it looks like killer might have actually lost. No, never mind. Finding the survivor again. Running back towards this side of the map, just trying to go far away from the generators, regardless of how long this chase is going to be. They don't really care if this chase is super long or anything like that, as long as they go away from the generators. So it looks like I'm having a bit of a hard time tracking where they're going. Now they're running up edge map, doing some wacky pathing that's going to just waste a little bit of extra time, and they are going to get this down now. But I would not be surprised if we're entering endgame soon. It did take them a little bit of extra time to get this, and this whole time they haven't been able to pressure gens with Ruin. Ruin's also gone, and they haven't even had time to, or they haven't even hooked any other fresh survivors for pain res, so these survivors could just split these two. Yeah, this gen's gonna pop already. We're entering endgame with 3 stages. Survivors did a very good job pressuring these gens and punishing the killer for not taking more pain res hooks. And now, playing a survivor on the edge of the map, there's gonna be a quick tag, no Noah and play. The survivors don't have to worry about that. The survivor now running towards this gate, but I don't think it's going to be open in time, so we will likely see another hook stage coming in here, which is exactly what Eclipse needed. This gate doesn't even have any progress on it. Trying to vault back and forth in this window. It's going to get window blocked now. Bloodlust 1 kicks in, and that's going to be the down coming in onto Mr. next time. Demo looking for more, though, going to be teleporting away. As all of the survivors are injured now, he can afford to do this a bit. But it looks like this gate is about to be open, and I don't think he's going to make it there in time. But he could potentially force them out to force a 2k6. I don't know why he doesn't, because now he's risking an unhook in the endgame. There's no note in play, although it looks like the survivors do not care. They will take their 2k6. They think they can get a better result than that. And they're just going to take it. So yeah, a lot of confidence coming in from these survivors. You do see the Mori coming in to finish out the game, and now the survivors on Archon are going to have to match this result with an extra fresh hook or just get to 7 stages, which is a pretty good win con to play with. But something to keep in mind: the killer have to the killers have to preset their builds before the game starts. So this killer can't just cheese it and bring NOED unless they preemptively planned to bring NOED. So they might have a bit of an uphill battle ahead of them for a result like this, since the 2k6 is pretty good on a map of this size. So we'll have to see how Archon's killer plays this out in just a moment. So we'll be back in a bit after we check these builds and get this lobby set up. See you guys soon.
Hello, team. Are we here? Hello? Hello? Oh, no. Are we back? Are we in? I don't know. Okay. Okay. We are back into the grindhouse. Back with Frostfront Trials. Sorry about that delay a little bit. But continuing from our previous match here. Sorry for the interruption. We have a win con of 6 stages for our demo Mr. Next time here. And as we can see, we got NOED and Force Hesitation in the build. So looking pretty good to get that. It'll have to definitely depend on how the survivors for Eclipse are able to play this. This team, certainly no pushovers in this set. They picked it, they wanted it, so they're prepped for it, and would be surprised to not see them do too well. A good hit tank from Nancy's going to get our Renato player over to this pallet. He's got a good filler there and just does make some good distance, but some good zoning from next time is going to lead to a quick down. Demo can just be so brutal in terms of catching up with that Barb's glasses break. So it's really a struggle sometimes. First hook coming in, and if this is a Painter, it could be a bit of a struggle. Painters does come on through, but a Gen Pop likewise. Good job from Eclipse thus far. Mr. Next Time has got his work cut out for him here. I mean, you got only 6 stages to get with maybe 3 fresh for your win con, but that said, he's got a bit of a mountain to climb. More survivor stages to capture. Just gonna portal on back to hook here, and Demo can just be so. I feel like Demo's chase really lacks the ability to really force things to happen. You know, you can get a pallet down, but if body blocks come through at the right time, he's kind of like a doctor. You know, you can't do whatever you want in this killer. You do have to abide by the standard rules of the game as an M1 killer, so have to see if that comes into play. Unhook does come through for free. A great rotation by the Survivor team, able to get that without it being a trade, and that's going to be so crucial in this set if they want to make this win con. Basically, BST is going to make sure Renato can guarantee make that window, but a good vault from next time is going to force his pallet down. Now he needs to make the mid map. This map can be so classically barren with pallets, though. One of the more resource rare maps in the game, and good body block does come through, making sure he makes this tile over here at. And gonna take that filler and run off to Shack. Now we've got a little bit of a distance at Shack, but in the corner is Renato. Nothing available, and this will be another down. 2 gens have popped so far. Second stage on our tunnel out coming through. Mr. Next Time making a little bit of good progress so far. But again, no pain res and a little bit of relatively of a slow match. Not ramping up too quickly. Really does suck though, bringing force hesitation and not getting that value out of the unhook. Mr. Next Time going to make an aggressive move here though and leave the hook. Really wants to get some more pressure on these gens. And when your win con is really only on stages and fresh hooks, you know, why wouldn't you? An unfortunate swing on that Nancy though, she gets away, but a good body block is going to help recover from that mistake. Nancy doesn't have too much here though. Is there a filler? Yeah, and she's going to drop it. Mr. Next Time has that Barb's glasses break to guarantee push her back into the corner. She does opt to drop it and run, and smartly runs away from the active gen. Dying on the active gen there would be crucial. A crucial mistake for the Survivor team, and Mr. Next Time does a great shred to get her down there. A little bit of micro fake, and then actually full sense the shred. Down comes through, and likely another painters. There it is. Great painters hooks, Mr. Next Time. And that is our second fresh with our third stage. 4 more stages with another fresh would be our win here. Mr. Next Time has got to get a little bit of ball rolling. With how fast these gens been popping, I wouldn't be surprised to see if our survivors here can turn it around. Renato in chase though, found, and this is our tunnel out with 1 stage remaining. A little bit of a fake shred coming out just to threaten him with the crouch decks. Tries to beat that, but doesn't quite make it in time. Mr. Next Time just going to zone and take his hit. Doing a little bit of mind game at this Ormond tile variant. Does it with a good moonwalk. This demo can just be so deadly on those tiles with those short walls and straight lines. Worried about a little bit of head-on, but that is our death at 2 gens remaining. So now we're entering into the 3v1, and we're 2 stages away from our win con with another fresh hook required as well. And there it is. We've got our chase at Shack here. Mr. Next Time is chasing out of the gen lock here and out of the active gens. So if this chase could go long enough, the Survivor team could make it out of this without any certain mistakes. A good crouch tech flare is going to come out from Given, but that will be a tag going to this Ormond tile. This Ormond tile does have a pallet up available, but time is against the clock against Mr. Next Time. He's got to get this down soon. Get that painters through if he wants to very comfortably secure this win con. Pallet comes down, and a great shred. Mr. Next Time really knowing the limits of demo there, what he can hit and what he can't. And this will be a painters, as we knew this hook was earlier. From our hook onto our Nancy. Well, we haven't seen David. We need to see David somewhere on the map, and certainly he's been working something. Another painters comes through, just stalling progress just for a little bit of time. Mr. Next Time really wants to find this unhooker, and there it is with what a great form of game sense to find this Nancy and understand that she will be pre-rotating for the pole. This is all but over with that down. This is now our 6th stage with 3rd fresh. So Mr. Next Time really doing a great job of meeting that win con, not even needing to go to endgame with that Noed, and doing a great performance on demo here. It was a really good game sense to catch out that rotation. As we play out this game, we'll have to see how the servers can out this Demogorgon. 3-1 obtained. Now we've just got to wrap it up. A lot of pressure on the board there. So we got injuries on Nancy. I wouldn't be surprised if we see the survivors take their time and reset. That would be a lot more helpful with health states on this map with so little palette resources. Mr. Next Time going to be taking this hook, but this hook is so difficult for the survivors to play into as it is in deep into the gen lock. No painters available on Given. They've been already used. David here in chase at Shack. Probably just going to kick this and go back to hook, I would assume. He's Mr. Next Time. Yep. Just going to take his hook here. Nancy injured, so she cannot exactly pressure this unhook, or else she would be slugged under it. And the survivors are just in a difficult circumstance here. Nancy choosing to stay injured. We'll have to see if she pressures that gen at 6. I think here you have to make a Hail Mary play. This is where you differentiate yourself from the great players to the GOAT players. You can make this situation work. If you can find that clutch play, these are where you find the comebacks, and we need to see this here in the Frostfront Trials. But so far, Mr. Next Time has a dragon's grip on this game, in spite of that perk not being here, but just doing a great job. You can see that game sense. He's really pressuring that David, who really wants to leave an opening for the Nancy. And there she is. She actually gets the pull, thanks to some great baiting from our David player. Great communication from our Survivor squad. And all that time wasted for that confirming that hook state is all for naught. But was it not for all, as we're going to get hooked right on this active gen at Shack. Likely going to be closing this match out. A lot of progress on it. But again, no regression in his build besides our painters, so not like he could do too much about that. Just going to immediately get into chase with Given, though, as we are in the 2v1. Nancy's gone. Shadow is gone, and now it's just Given and Tech in the 2v1, and there she is. She goes down. Again, just such a brutal map for pallet spawns. As you can see, we've maybe broken 6 or 7, give or take, pallets, and pretty much empty at this point. So this map is really about the macro, really about the hit tanks, and how you can cooperate as a survivor squad. And Mr. Next Time just playing the resources beautifully. Tech is going to be into our final chase of the game, as this is likely a 4K1. Well done from Mr. Next Time here. We'll have to see if he can actually outrun this, make it to the slug. Chase down here at the bottom of main. This bottom main pallet is a god pallet, has to break that. I'm just going to be trying to wrap up this chase. Doing a great job to make these resources, though. You can see Tech's movement and pathing, really understanding the cooldown of Demo, and how much spacing you can get. And still just following. Does actually get the pickup in time. David, our star player here, making a little bit of distance, though. Injured is Given, so he has to be careful about that unless Mr. Next Time randomly decides to drop chase. And a good flare from David stops that. Only these chases were here at the start of the match. Might have seen a different story. Just going to be following David into this Shack chase here. We haven't seen his exhaustion yet, so to see how he plays this. A great crouch tech again. Denying the Demo that quick shred. And another crouch tech. Mr. Next Time really sending these shreds, and a little bit concerned about this gen now, thanks to how long that chase was. And rightly assumed so, as Given was cranking. Gonna get pushed off that gen over to the 6 here, but there's no pallets here. This could be a quick down. Mr. Next Time baits it, though, and wants to go back to Shack. Really struggling with this 2v1. These survivors are doing so good in terms of making every little second count and making this Demo struggle for this 4K1. A little bit of good cooperation from them. Tech is running around this Shack, only has the window. He's gonna have to make a split-second decision if he makes it. So Next Time, not too concerned about it, however. Just gonna commit to this David here at this chase 12, but a great path from Tech does get him away from that guaranteed death there. Doing a really good job at pathing this, but a good mind game from Mr. Next Time might be a hit. Let's make the window, and might be able to send the shred. To see if he wraps it up here. And again, Mr. Tech just wins it. This guy is just, he needs to go to a lottery, a casino right now. He's winning, he's winning. Go earn your ticket and gets that money. There we go, finally Mr. Next Time wins the bait. This should be our chase wrapping up kindly. That was such a long chase. I'm wondering if Given is able to get something done in the meantime. David is our last painres. And there is Given, last survivor remaining on the map. Looks like they're setting up for a poll. They want to play this out. They signed up for the Frostfront Trials and they said, we're here to play. Painters comes through, so likely not enough Gen progress on the board to even get something going. But a great chase from David nonetheless. I'll have to see how they play it in the next set. Keep an eye on that David player. Spots the unhook as Mr. Next Time and just going to hold the shred. Guarantee our death on the survivor. And there it is. Finally our ending to this match. A 4K1. Well done for Mr. Next Time to pilot us to that result. The survivors for Eclipse are not going to be able to take this game. But that will be wrapping up the demo set. We'll be going into the next set. Archon, though, coming in with an explosive start, as per usual. And what a great first trial for our match in our tourney. Stick around, we'll be back with more Dead by Daylight Frostfront Trials. This is the Grindhouse.